See yourself out of your comfort zone. Hello, collective. It is Kai. Once again, this is all based on my own experience. I'm in no way trying to tell you what to do or what works best for you. Use your discernment with any of my content that I post or any content in general. So, I was doing my morning pages. I was drawing some cards and I was also reflecting on all the things that I've learned from my childcare training thing. Literally, if you're traumatized, it alters your brain. Okay? So you have to give yourself grace for all the shit. One, you have to acknowledge the fact that you went through things that were hard, challenging, painful, debilitating, anything that felt like quote unquote traumatizing, but truly like that affected you. Okay? And the things that affect you may not affect another person. That is not the point though. Okay? We're going to go back to ourselves because truly this healing journey has been all about showing myself grace, forgiving myself so that I can also acknowledge where I want to work on so that I can show up for myself better. Giving yourself this support system, building your resilience. Maybe this wasn't something that was like present in your childhood. You didn't have these resources or the guidance or honestly just like reciprocity, that safe space, the tiki-taka. I love that word. It's a Korean word that pretty much means banter that you have with someone that you really get along with. Like you guys can go back and forth, back and forth. And there is like a term where it's serve and receive, I'm pretty sure is what the term is, but it's like you give and then you respond. So the person responds. And it's not to say that because you give, they need to receive. No, it's that naturally by interacting with people, you can build connection. So when you build connection with yourself, when you give to yourself, then you can receive. Then you can continue to cultivate. And yes, I know that sometimes it's scary. Don't force yourself, first of all. Don't fucking force yourself, bro. There's this thing that I realized, especially with like that concept of, or I guess more so the study, but truly like this idea that your brain chemistry is also altered as a child when you're in prolonged states of stress, therefore also implicating the fact that there is traumatic experiences that may have happened. And then it's the literal thing that makes sense so much to me right now is also drug abuse, because your brain is altered and therefore by chemically inducing an experience. That's why I believe the medicinal use of Mary Jane is such an interesting practice. I am more aligned with like the herbal and like plant aspect of that. So once again, use your motherfucking discernment. All right? I'm not saying that you should abuse drugs, in other words, because truly that act of building resilience where no matter what happens in my life, no matter what is presented to me, I have the ability to get back up. And it's also important to recognize what exactly I am withholding or taking responsibility for or carrying in my life. Is this something that is going to build me more? Because I can wield the sword easily and stab my own fucking back perpetually. And that is such a passive thing. So this instant gratification that I'm so comfortable with in terms of feeling like maybe, for example, that I'm not worthy or deserving of someone's presence, love, and time. Or someone like that because I have yet to experience like, sorry, I'm just clearing my incense tray real quick. Excuse me. I should have done it first. I know. Whoopsie. A whoopity doopity. So it's like this very essence of seeing very clearly. Like I literally was just like, I was journaling and then I kind of spaced out because I was staring at my incense. And then I like leaned down and like rested my head on the table, and I could just hear my mind go and go and go and go and be like just negative self-talk, you know? And so then I was like, and then I got up and then I just started humming, because humming's a good way to like regulate your nervous system in a way where you just kind of like, I don't know how to describe it, but truly like it does help me stop overthinking. And it was like understanding that if I continue to give my attention in this direction, right? If I am manning the ship, for example, and the winds are blowing me in a specific way, right? If I do not allow there to be some form of direction, then I will just go wherever the wind leads me. And that also kind of was like correlated with the fact that I am detaching from this experience. I am now witnessing, I am now observing my thoughts. I'm not identifying with it. I'm no longer taking offense to it or taking it personal. It's also showing me the things that bother me, the things that my ego is afraid of happening again. Because the ego is based on your past experiences, and it's trying its best to protect you. But in reality, you're the one who calls the shots. Because then you can actively just interrupt the thought. Sorry. Interrupt the thoughts and direct it in a direction, even if it's almost usurping yourself from this very like presence, and completely 180 direction change type vibe. Like that kind of redirection. So I'm trying the best that I can to the best of my abilities. And I'm not going to shame myself for the fact that that's just what my past was, right? And I didn't have those resources, but I now have developed it by practicing it, by trying things out, by challenging my comfort zone, by stepping out of my comfort zone, being okay with uncomfortable situations. Also, releasing control, because you can't control how someone else responds to you. It's also so important to have this level of awareness so you can validate your experience for what it was for you. Not creating this whole narrative like, oh, they did this, they are like this because they're like, blah, 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 blah. I don't know. Like, I really just, that whole thing, no. Because truly, the only thing that I get to choose is my own choices. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to say it in this way, but truly, like, you get to choose because you have the control to choose whatever it is the fuck you want. And if it's in correlation within a connection, that's where my openness is receptive to someone else having a different perspective. For someone else having a different perspective, and also just having a completely different experience in itself. Listening to understand. Bringing up this conversation. If there's a problem, if there's something that bothers you, if you do not feel safe, if you do not feel appreciated, if you feel whatever it is, it's truly like, once again, up to your own discernment, and like understanding that, going forward and relaying this information, being like, hey, like I feel a little bit underappreciated. I just want to figure out a way for us to cultivate a deeper connection. How do you feel about this, like our current, like, I guess, status of our, or current presence of what our connection is in this moment? That's like an example. Like, what is your perspective? Open-ended questions. That's one of the things that I'm working on, because I feel like the questions that I want to ask are yes and no's. So I'm still working on it. I'm trying out different things, and I'm also just, I'm just so proud of myself. Because damn, this shit is so crazy. It's like crazy that like you can still build these like, or you can learn about this information and build a better practice at any point in your fucking life. It's never too late. And then at the same time, it's also crazy that people are provided these things as a child. Like that concept in itself, both of them, is kind of like, oh my goodness. We're so capable. There are infinite possibilities. Everything is never set in stone. Things are constantly changing. That is why there's always hope for things to turn in a more positive or even negative manner, you know? And it's like, where are you leading this? You're the one who gets to take your own hand and be like, hey, I'm this safe space for you to be exactly what you're experiencing in this present moment. I'm going to be here for you. I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to make an effort to understand you. I'm going to work through this with you. I'm going to show you love so that we can continue to evolve and expand. Because you know deep down inside that you deserve love, peace, and joy. That's the message for today. Thanks for letting me speak. Thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing this presence, truly. I wanted to also just really send so much love and support, just genuinely in your own spiritual journeys, because truly, like I was saying this whole fucking video, and in almost every video, it's your choice. You are the magician, you are the alchemizer, you are the manifester, you are the creator of your reality. That is why we are so capable. That is why there is always a possibility for anything. So thank you for being you. Truly. Thank you for being alive. And once again, send you guys so much love and support on your own spiritual journey. Bye, collective.